Introducing the PF3000 Precision Farming System from Ag Leader Technology. The versatile PF3000 offers yield monitoring, application control, grid soil sampling, and light bar guidance. Growers throughout the industry know the name Ag Leader means accurate monitoring, quality GPS, and integrated controlling, all supported by the most knowledgeable technical support staff in the industry. Ag Leader has created the guide to the PF3000 to help you harness its power and versatility. Plug the PF3000 into a wall outlet with the included power supply. Take the initial calibration sheet out of the front of the calibration section of the manual for setup and calibration. Study the manual at the end of each section of the tape and practice on the monitor. The operator's manual covers all topics in detail and has an extensive troubleshooting section that contains answers to common questions. This video is divided into 4 parts. Part 1, System Components and Functions. Part 2, Setup. Part 3, Calibration. Part 4, Additional Features. Part 1 of this video is designed to help you become familiar with the components and functions of your PF3000 system. The following 4 segments will be covered in this section: Harvest Components, Tour of the Monitor, Startup, and the main menus. Several components make up the PF3000 yield monitoring system. The monitor gathers information from sensors, calculates the data, and displays instantaneous readouts of crop information. Other components of your system include the flow sensor, the moisture sensor, and the header sensor. The flow sensor measures the weight of the grain as it is discharged from the clean grain elevator. The moisture sensor provides an on-the-go moisture reading. The header height sensor controls area counting as the combine head is raised and lowered at the end of each pass. An optional GPS receiver with antenna enables the PF3000 to log position data for yield mapping. Now that we have an understanding of the system components, we are ready to tour the monitor. Power is provided through a 25-pin connector located on the bottom of the PF3000. During harvest operation, power and data will be received from the cab cable through this port. A power supply is included in your PF3000 kit and can be used to power the PF3000 for pre-season setup in your home or office. To the right of the 25-pin connector are 3 serial ports. Port 1 is a 9-pin female connection. This port is used for GPS and external communication with a PC. A warning sticker identifies this port as non-standard. Only Ag Leader cables should be plugged into this port. Ports 2 and 3 are not currently utilized during harvest mode operation of the monitor. The power switch is located on the front panel in the upper left-hand corner. The area count switch can be found in the lower right-hand corner of the monitor. This switch is used to manually turn the area count feature on or off. When in the on position during harvest, the header height sensor will automatically control area counting. The area count switch should be in the off position when changing monitor setup values. In order to log instantaneous GPS data, a memory card is necessary. The memory card slot is located in the upper right-hand corner of the console. The PF3000 accepts flash ATA and SRAM memory cards in a variety of sizes. Flash ATA type cards are recommended and are available from your Ag Leader dealer. The PF3000 features a large, easy-to-read display screen. The display is divided into 3 areas. The upper section of the screen shows field, load, and GPS logging status information. The middle section lists 4 user-defined display items. The lower section of the display screen contains the harvest status line and menu selections. The PF3000 also features easy-to-use backlit keys. The menu key is used to change between the two main menus displayed in the lower section of the screen. The menu selection keys are located below the display and are used to select the menu item listed directly above each key. The left and right arrow keys on either side of the menu selection keys are used to scroll through the additional menu selections. The display item selection keys can be found directly to the right of the screen and are used to select each of the 4 display items. The directional arrow keys allow you to scroll through various screens and adjust values. We are now ready to explore the functions of the PF3000. Turn the power switch on. The current operating program version will be displayed as the monitor checks its operating system and memory. When completed, the main operating screen will be displayed. The PF3000 uses a menu-based operating system consisting of 2 main menus listed in the lower portion of the display. Use the menu key to switch between the 2 menus. The main operating menu includes Field, Load, Show Map, and Options. It is recommended that this menu be displayed during field operation of the monitor. Field functions include viewing field data, creating and naming fields, or changing from one field to another. Load functions include viewing load data, creating and naming loads, and changing from one load to another. When logging GPS information to the memory card, Show Map activates the on-screen coverage map that displays instantaneous field progress for the active field. The field boundary will also be displayed if the boundary file for the active field is on the memory card. Options displays GPS-related selections including marks, light bar, navigate, and boundary. Press the menu key to display Summary, Calibration, Setup, and Diagnostics. Summary displays crop information for the selected field and load. Cal accesses calibration menu selections. Setup accesses the setup menu and selections, and Diagnostics provides information that will help you troubleshoot your PF3000 system. Topics included in this section are console, combine, memory card, and field load setup. Read the setup section of your PF3000 operator's manual after viewing this portion of the video. To begin setting up the monitor, press Setup to display the available setup options. Scroll the menu with the right arrow key until Console is displayed. Press Console to access the console setup screen. All PF3000 setup screens are edited using the up and down arrow keys to highlight the item you wish to change. Pressing Edit will allow you to make changes. To change the operating mode, press Edit. Then, use the up and down arrow keys to select the mode. Verify that the operating mode is set to grain harvest and press Accept. Use the down arrow key to highlight month, day, year. Press Edit. Use the left and right arrow keys to move between month, day, and year. Use the up and down arrow keys to adjust date values. Once the proper date has been set, press Accept. Set time to the current local time. Serial number, box cal, and voltage cal values can be found both on the monitor ID tag as well as on the initial calibration sheet. GPS checksum should be set to On when using any Ag Leader GPS receiver. Field marker input should be set to internal. Set to external when using an Ag Leader external field marker commonly used with the Yield Monitor 2000 system. Press the Exit key to return to the Setup Selections menu. Press Vehicle to display the Vehicle Setup screen. Refer to your initial calibration sheet for the following values: elevator pulses per revolution, number of sprocket teeth, combine scale factor, sensor calibration, T1, T2, and T3. Area count stop beeps adjust the length of time the alarm will sound when the combine head is raised. Ag Leader recommends you leave this value high enough so that when you turn around at the end of the pass, the alarm will continue to sound until you lower your head to begin a new pass. This reminds the operator that they are not counting area. The default value is 20 beeps. Adjust this value to your preference when you begin harvesting. Expand grain below dry determines how the monitor will calculate yield for grain harvested below the grain type's dry moisture value. The recommended setting is no. All yields will be calculated in terms of actual bushels for sale. When set to yes, the monitor will increase bushels to account for excessive dryness of the grain. Primary speed sensor setting is required for accurate area measurement. Press Edit to select the primary speed sensor. 4 choices are available: wheel when using a combine's wheel speed sensor, track when using a combine's track speed sensor, radar when using a radar gun, or GPS when using a GPS receiver. When GPS is chosen as the primary sensor, a secondary speed sensor is required. The secondary speed sensor provides a ground speed readout if the GPS signal is lost. You can choose from radar, track, or wheel. Speed sensor pulses per 100 feet is preset at 2000. This number will change when you perform your distance calibration. It is not recommended that you change this setting once you've performed this calibration. Press the exit key to return to the setup selection screen. Scroll with the left arrow key until grain is displayed. Press grain to display the grain setup screen. This screen is divided into 3 columns: grain, name, and type. Use the up and down arrow keys to scroll through the 16 available grain types. Pressing Edit Name will allow you to customize grain names. Soybeans, corn, and wheat have fixed names and cannot be renamed. Press Edit Settings to adjust properties for the highlighted grain, including dry pounds per bushel, dry moisture, moisture offset, stop height, M1, and S1. Refer to your operator's manual and initial calibration sheet when adjusting these settings. Press the exit key to return to the grain setup screen, which allows you to scroll through and adjust the settings for other grain types. Press Exit to return to the Setup Selections menu. Press Swath to display the Swath Setup screen. This screen is divided into 4 columns: grain, number of rows, row spacing, and full swath. You must set swath for each grain type you will harvest. Press Edit Rows to adjust the value in the number of rows column. For row crop situations, set this to the total number of rows for your combine head and press Accept. Press Edit Spacing to adjust the spacing column. Set this value to the row spacing of your row crop head and press Accept. When using a cutting platform, set the number of rows to 1 foot less than your actual header width. Set the row spacing to 12 inches. The 12-inch spacing will allow you to adjust swath by 1 foot increments during harvest. Adjust swath for all grain types you will harvest and press Exit to return to the Setup Selection screen. When using a GPS receiver, a memory card is necessary to log instantaneous crop and position information. Press Card and the card setup screen will be displayed. 3 items are shown: logging device, logging interval, and log file. Logging device can be set to either none or memory card. Set to memory card if you intend to log GPS data. Logging interval can be set to 1, 2, or 3 seconds. This setting determines how often GPS information is logged to the memory card. Log file displays the current file that the PF3000 is logging data to. The file 99071301.yld indicates that this was the first log file created on July 13, 1999. The Copy to Card function will copy the summary information stored in the monitor to the memory card. The PF3000 will prompt you to copy memory to card when the monitor is shut down. Show All Files displays additional information about the files on the card and gives the operator more options for card and file maintenance. Consult your operator's manual for instructions related to deleting files, restoring files, and other card-related functions. Press Exit twice to return to the Setup Selection screen. The PF3000 organizes data on a field-by-field basis, each of which is subdivided into loads. Loads are user-defined and can represent a truck, grain cart, or geographic portion of a field. Each field and load can have names up to 8 characters in length for easier reference. It is advisable to name your fields prior to the harvest season, thus saving valuable time during harvest. The field names entered in the harvest mode will also appear in site verification and application rate modes. To create new fields, press Field twice from the main operating screen. The field screen will appear and the top line of the display will read Active Field. If no name has been entered for the active field, the field name will display Edit Name. Press the right arrow key to move the cursor to the first character space. Use the up and down arrow keys to select the first character from the available letters, numbers, and symbols. Then use the right arrow key to move to the next character space. Repeat this procedure until you've entered all the desired characters. Press Accept to save the name. Select the first grain type that will be harvested in the displayed field by pressing the Display Selection key to the right of the grain type. Use the up and down arrow keys to select from the available grain types. When the appropriate grain type is selected, press Accept. After reviewing your selections, press Accept to save these changes and return to the main operating screen. To create additional fields, press Field, then use the up arrow key to increment to a new field. Create New Field will be displayed. Proceed to name the field and set the grain type. Press Accept to store your changes. Press Accept again to return to the main operating screen. To change to a previously created field, press Field. Press the up or down arrow key and the top line of the screen will display Change to Field. When the desired field is reached, press Accept. The selected field becomes the active field, as indicated in the upper left-hand corner of the main screen. The PF3000 allows multiple grain types in each field. Each grain type gets its own unique set of loads. To add additional grain types to a field, press Field. Highlight Active Grain and select from the available grain types. Press Accept to add this grain to the field. Press Accept again to store field changes. To create or name loads, press Load twice to display the load screen. Follow the same procedures used to create and name fields. You may choose to let the load numbers organize your data instead of naming all loads. The grain type is displayed on the load screen for verification, but can only be edited on the field screen. Calibration is required for accurate operation of the PF3000 system. Several calibrations must be performed before harvesting. These calibrations include distance, vibration, stop height, and temperature. Read the calibration section of your operator's manual after viewing this portion of the video. Press the menu key from the main operating screen. Then, press the Cal key to display the Calibration Selections menu. Under the Vehicle Setup screen, you selected a primary ground speed sensor for your equipment configuration. This primary ground speed sensor must be calibrated before harvest so the PF3000 can accurately count distance and acres. If GPS is chosen as the primary speed sensor, then the secondary speed sensor must be calibrated. For maximum accuracy, calibrate on a ground surface similar to field conditions. Accurately measure a known distance of at least 200 feet. Mark the beginning and end of the path and align the combine with the beginning of the travel path. Press distance to display the distance calibration screen. Use the up and down arrow keys to select the appropriate speed sensor, then press Enter Distance. Input the actual distance you have accurately pre-measured. Then, press Start Travel and drive the combine from the start point. Stop at the end of the marked path and press Stop Travel. Pressing Perform Cal will automatically adjust the pulses per 100 feet value so the measured distance will equal the actual distance. Press the Accept key to accept the calibration. To verify the accuracy of the calibration, press Clear Distance and repeat the process, driving the path again to check the accuracy of the distance calibration. Pressing the Exit key twice will return you to the calibration selection screen. The PF3000 must be calibrated to eliminate false grain flow readings caused by vibration forces when the combine runs empty. The vibration calibration must be performed for each grain type you will harvest. For best results, the combine must be completely empty of grain and the appropriate header mounted on the machine. Press the left or right arrow key to scroll the calibration menu until the vibration option is displayed. Press Vibration and use the arrow keys to choose the grain type. Run the separator at full speed with no grain flow and press Perform Cal. After the monitor counts down 60 seconds, the C1 vibration calibration number is automatically adjusted. Press Accept and then Exit to return to the calibration selection screen. The stop height is the height at which the monitor will automatically stop counting area when the head is raised at the end of each pass. The stop height can be set differently for each grain type. Press Stop Height to display the Stop Height calibration screen, and use the up and down arrow key to select the grain type. Then, press the Enter Height key. Position the combine head at the height you want the monitor to stop counting area. Press Set Height to automatically calculate the stop height setting, then press Accept. You can also manually adjust the stop height setting by using the up or down arrow key. This calibration can be fine-tuned during harvest since crop conditions may require different cutting heights throughout the season. Press Exit twice to return to the calibration selection screen. The PF3000 monitors the grain temperature to compensate for temperature changes while calculating instantaneous moisture. For best results, calibrate temperature when the combine has been sitting at a constant temperature for several hours. Press Temp to display the temperature calibration screen. Use the up or down arrow key to set the actual temperature. Press Perform Cal to calibrate the temperature, then press Accept. For accurate moisture readings, it is more important not to change the temperature calibration while harvesting than to have it set exactly right. Once you calibrate temperature, leave it at that setting throughout the harvest season. Press the Exit key to return to the calibration selection screen. After the pre-harvest calibrations are completed and you have become familiar with the operation of the PF3000 by harvesting several loads, the following harvest calibrations are required. They are moisture calibration, grain weight calibration, and area calibration. The monitor must be calibrated to accurately measure grain moisture. Calibration of grain moisture is recommended at the beginning of the season to get accurate results. Once calibrated, the monitor will automatically correct grain moistures of all harvested loads. To calibrate moisture, obtain an actual moisture for one load of the grain type you want to calibrate. Use a reference moisture sensor and average readings from several grain samples of the load. Also, make sure the moisture sensor does not have sticky material on the sensing surface while harvesting the calibration load. Press Moisture from the Calibration Selections menu. Select the grain type being harvested and press Enter Moisture. Use the Display Item Selection keys to highlight field or load. Then, scroll to the field and load that corresponds with the load for which the reference moisture reading was taken. Highlight Actual Moisture and press the up or down arrow keys to adjust the actual moisture to the correct value. Pressing Perform Cal will automatically adjust the moisture offset number so the average moisture will equal the reference moisture. Once moisture is calibrated, the monitor will adjust the moisture values for all loads of that grain type. Press Accept, then press Exit twice to return to the calibration selection screen. Grain weight calibration is essential for accurate monitoring and mapping of yield. When properly calibrated, the Ag Leader Yield Monitor is capable of being within 3% of scale ticket weights. Grain weight calibration involves 4 basic steps: harvesting calibration loads, entering scale weights, running the calibration routine, and checking errors. The recommended calibration procedure is to obtain actual load weights on 4 to 6 calibration loads and enter them into the monitor. To account for grain flow dynamics of the combine, each calibration load should be harvested at a different flow rate. To achieve different flow rates, you may vary the swath or drive at a different speed for each calibration load. To determine the speed or swath width, refer to the chart found in the operator's manual. When varying the flow rate by ground speed, use the top line of the chart, keeping the swath width constant for each load. When varying flow rates by swath width, follow the bottom line of the chart, keeping ground speed constant for each load. Try to keep the calibration loads consistent in size, approximately 3,000 pounds or greater. When harvesting a load for calibration, begin with the combine grain tank completely empty. Set the field and load you wish to harvest into and verify its grain type. When a sufficient load size has been harvested, completely empty the combine grain tank into the vehicle to be weighed. Before harvesting another load, verify that the following steps are complete. The combine grain tank is completely empty. All the grain from the calibration load is on the hauling vehicle. No grain from another combine or load is on the hauling vehicle. Weigh the grain on the vehicle and record the actual load weight on the log sheet in the back section of the manual. Change to a new load and repeat the above steps to harvest another calibration load. When you have completed harvesting the calibration loads, enter the actual load weights into the monitor's corresponding load number. Press Weight from the Calibration Selections menu. Select the appropriate grain and press Enter Weight. Use the up or down arrow key to select the field and load to enter the actual weight. Press the Display Item Selection key to the right of the actual weight line and enter the scale weight using the up or down arrow key, then press Accept. Repeat this procedure until each actual weight has been entered. Press the Exit key to return to the grain calibration screen. Press Show Cal Loads to view, select, or deselect individual calibration loads. Press Perform Cal to start the calibration routine. The monitor will perform the fast calibration and display Fast Calibration Complete. If the maximum error is more than plus or minus 15%, press Exit to stop the calibration process and view the calibration loads. Select the load with the error over 15% and press Cal On/Off to uncheck the load. Only loads that are checked will be used in the calibration. Press Perform Cal to restart the calibration. If the maximum error is less than plus or minus 15%, press Continue. The monitor will continue to calibrate until full calibration complete is displayed. The calibration should result in an average error of 1 to 3% and a maximum error of 3 to 5% with 4 or more calibration loads. Press Exit to return to the error screen. If there are loads with unusually high errors after completing a calibration, uncheck the load with the largest error. Press Perform Cal to rerun the calibration routine. When satisfied with the results, press the Exit key twice to return to the main operating screen. After harvesting an entire field, the calculated field area can be corrected if the actual acreage is known and does not agree with the monitor. The monitor may overcalculate the area due to error in raising and lowering the header at the start and end of each pass. The area calibration can correct these slight errors. Press the area key from the Calibration Selections menu. Select the field to adjust the total acres with the corresponding display item selection key. Select the actual area line by pressing its display item selection key. Use the up or down arrow key to adjust the actual acres. To perform the calibration procedure, press Perform Cal. This calibration proportionally adjusts all load acres so that the total acres of the loads equals the actual field acres. The monitor determines the area calibration number and adjusts the measured area accordingly. The area cal number is the actual area divided by the area the monitor originally counted. Press the Accept key to store the area cal number. Typical area calibration values for harvesting row crops will range from 97 to 99%, and for non-row crops, 96 to 98%. For each field requiring an acre calibration, repeat this process. Press the Exit key once when finished. Once setup and initial calibrations are completed, the harvest operation of the PF3000 is easy. This segment outlines the steps to record and display yield and moisture during harvest. When recording GPS information, insert a memory card before turning the monitor power switch on. When the PF3000 prompts you to create a log file for the current date, press Accept. After the main operating screen appears, verify that the monitor is in the harvest mode. Press Field to select the field to be harvested. Verify the field name and active grain type, then press Accept to return to the main operating screen. Press the Load key to create a new load. Enter a brief name for the load if necessary, then press Accept to save the name. Press Accept again to return to the main operating screen. Place the area count switch in the on position, engage the combine separator and feeder controls, lower the combine head, and begin harvesting. The area count status should display Area On, a large D and a large G with an arrow pointing to the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen indicates that GPS data is being logged to the memory card. On the main screen, 4 display items are active. The operator can choose from 24 available items for each line of the display. Use the display item selection keys to highlight the corresponding display line, then use the menu selection keys to choose from the available display items. The PF3000 should be set on automatic moisture. It is unlikely you need to use manual moisture unless you have abnormally high readings from plant buildup on the moisture sensor. To enter a manual moisture value, use the right arrow key to select manual moisture. Then, use the up or down arrow key to set the average moisture for the load. The optional elevator mount moisture sensor greatly reduces the occurrence of plant material buildup on the moisture sensor. During harvest operation, the combine may cut a partial swath. With swath displayed on the main screen, use the down arrow key to select the number of rows or width as you encounter a partial swath. To return to a full swath, press the up arrow key until the full swath is displayed. When you complete harvesting a load and wish to start a new one, press Load to create the next load. Press Accept to return to the main screen. You can change or create loads on the go without raising the combine head. However, to change fields, the combine separator must be disengaged. The PF3000 offers extended functions beyond just yield monitoring. Additional features included in this section are using GPS, the Options menu, the Diagnostics menu, and Data Management. Each topic is covered in detail in the PF3000 Operator's Manual. You can connect a GPS receiver to the PF3000 to collect field position information for making maps. Most GPS receivers made for precision agriculture applications are compatible with the PF3000. The GPS receiver's data cable connects to port 1 of the PF3000 console. There are several general guidelines for mounting the GPS antenna. Follow the mounting instructions provided with your receiver. Once your GPS receiver is properly installed and operating, the PF3000 will display an uppercase D and G in the top right corner of the display screen upon receiving a strong GPS signal. With any compatible GPS connected, the PF3000 can display an on-the-go coverage map of the path the combine has traveled in the field. Press Show Map while harvesting to display the map on the left half of the screen. Press Hide Map to return the on-the-go display items to full screen. The GPS setup screen provides settings for the optional Ag Leader add-on GPS model 3000, 3050, or 3100. This screen will display Ag Leader add-on GPS not detected when using an Ag Leader GPS 2000, 2100, or any other external GPS receiver. When properly installed, the add-on GPS receivers require no initial setup to begin field work. All GPS setup items are covered in detail in the Options section of the PF3000 Operator's Manual. The PF3000 has additional GPS-related features including field marks, light bar guidance, field boundary creation, and navigation. At this time, we will only cover the PF3000's marking capabilities. Please read the Mark Setup section of the PF3000 manual after viewing this portion of the video. The built-in field marking feature allows the combine operator to tag a spot or area to show up on the yield map. The PF3000 must have a GPS receiver and a memory card to record field marks. Press Options from the main operating screen. Then press Marks to display the markers at the bottom of the display. For marks that are set up as continuous, one key press will start logging the mark at the beginning of the area you want to tag for map making. A second press of the marker key will stop marking. For marks that are set as a spot type, press the marker key once when directly over the object you want to mark. To customize the name and type of the field marks before harvest, press Marks from the Setup Selections menu to display the marker setup screen. Customize each mark name by pressing Edit Name and change the type of mark by pressing Edit Type. In each case, use the arrow keys to enter your selections, then press Accept to save changes. Mark names can be up to 8 characters in length. For example, a spot mark could be named Rocks, and a continuous mark could be named Weeds. The PF3000 also features helpful diagnostics screens. Press Diagnostics to display System, Yield, GPS, and Raw NEMA menu items. Each of these 4 screens will display information that can be used for troubleshooting the PF3000 system. The System Diagnostics screen shows the current operating version, storage memory capacity, and battery input power level. The Yield Diagnostics screen displays current sensor input readings. The GPS Diagnostics screen displays 11 GPS input items, and the Raw NEMA screen allows you to view the GPS data strings as they are being received by the monitor. To access the monitor's memory management features, press Setup, then scroll with the arrow key and select Memory from the Setup Selections menu. The current field and load will be displayed, as well as memory-related statistics. These management features include Clear Loads, Erase Memory, and Print Summary. Clear Loads allows removal of data accumulated in individual loads. You will not be able to retrieve data after a load has been cleared. Erase memory deletes all fields and loads, but retains settings. This should only be used in preparation for a new harvest season after your previous season's data has been downloaded to a PC or a season summary has been printed from the monitor. Print summary allows a field and load summary to be transferred to a PC for printing. A step-by-step procedure for this method can be found in the operator's manual. Ag Leader Technology will offer free operating program upgrades for the PF3000 as new capabilities are available. The recommended method of installing a new operating program is through use of a memory card. Using a computer and card reader, copy the file upgrade.pld to the memory card. Insert the card into the card slot of the monitor and turn the power switch on. The PF3000 will detect a new operating program on the card and display the version number of the current program as well as the new program. Press Accept to install the new version. The monitor will erase the old program and install the new program. When complete, verify all settings to confirm that the new program is operating correctly. This concludes the guide to the PF3000 harvest mode. We hope this video will help you to better utilize the PF3000 system. For detailed instructions of all features, including those not covered, consult your operator's manual.
For more information on Ag Leader products, please refer to your local Ag Leader dealer, other tutorial videos on the Ag Leader YouTube channel, or the Ag Leader Knowledgebase at support.agleader.com. To find an Ag Leader dealer in your area, please visit our website at www.agleader.com and use the Find a Dealer feature located on the homepage.